This is Andrew, the host of From the Ground Up podcast. My guest today is the Vice President of the College Democrats of New Jersey, as well as the Rutgers Democrats chapter. Please welcome to the podcast, Robbie Reiss.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Happy to have you, Robbie. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from East Brunswick, New Jersey. I am currently a senior going into my senior year at Rutgers in New Brunswick, and I'm a political science major. I first got involved with the College Democrats going into my sophomore year. I didn't do it in my freshman year, so that to tell everybody who's been through their freshman year and didn't do it, didn't go join a club, you can still have. It's not too late. You can still go and do it in your sophomore year and even later than that. I joined the Rutgers Dems then. It's been a great experience. I've met a lot of great people, and I've made us a lot of great friends there. We've had some trips to DC, and we've met several amazing politicians and figures that I would not have been able to meet without the club. And at CDNJ, which I just recently got elected to the vice president there as well. I I was previously state council chair, which is a now defunct position at CDNJ, and um, it, it's been a great experience as well to meet um, people from other universities such as yourself um, that I don't know would have been possible without the organization. We've the convention's amazing. It's very much a part of my college experience, and I'm happy that I'm part of it. I'm really looking forward to this year. Like usually, you're not really looking forward to going back to school, but I honestly am looking forward to going back. And as for like me, growing up in politics, I didn't really do politics until I was in college. A lot of people get a head start when they're 12, 13, 14 years old. It was not me. I was not really focused on politics at that time. Like I knew a little bit, but it wasn't the main thing I was focusing on. It changed when I got to college.
Nice. Well, you're definitely on the right path now. You're doing all the right things, getting involved in the right places. Have you had a favorite event that you've done so far at Rutgers?
Favorite event at Rutgers. There's a lot to choose from.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously the convention at Rutgers was pretty cool with
Yes.
CDNJ, but if it's a Rutgers Dems event, um, we've met several. I mean, I remember Herb Conway was really amazing to meet. That was a lot of fun. When Sue Altman showed up, she was a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, it's just really a fun time meeting figures that, like I said, we would not be able to meet without the club because I don't know, like it's definitely opened up our the opportunity to get into contact with people that are really involved in our politics in New Jersey and across the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like one of the beauties of being involved in these college Democrats chapters is that it gives you the key to really hear from a lot of important people. I mean,
Mhm.
from CDNJ, we've heard from all the gubernatorial candidates last year, and we've been able to meet, Senator Andy Kim, and all these different people. So it's really unlocked the door for a lot of really cool opportunities. So I definitely commend you for being a big leader in both organizations and in our biggest state chapter, and then of course the entirety of the state. So obviously this year is a big gubernatorial election.
Mhm.
What are you most looking forward to?
Um, I would say I'm most looking forward to finally getting on the ground and like canvassing for Mikey. It's time to like really like I mean like I guess it's still the summer. It's not the time yet to really campaign at a level where you're going like every day or every week, but the time is coming soon and I honestly I can't wait for it because I I mean like the build up to the election is it's been going for over a year now in New Jersey
Yeah,
and it's exhausting and I hope that we like getting closer to the election we can really show why Mikey is the best candidate for governor and really show why New Jersey is our election is just so important and how we can actually stand up to the Trump administration and be the first line of defense against his policies.
absolutely. And you mentioned it yourself that this can be exhausting work. I mean, we do a lot of it, and
Mhm.
as a chapter of CDNJ, we've really gotten started early doing canvases for legislative candidates in July. And so I
Yep.
think it's going to be great to, that we really have a good foundation going into the fall. But what gives you hope that, when you're in those trying times and it's, could be 100 degrees out in July and, instead of staying inside, you go to canvas or, it's the fall and you get all these different, clubs and stuff to choose from at Rutgers and you go and you do the phone bank for Mikey Sherrill. What gives you the hope to continue and stay active politically?
Um, there's a lot of things that give me hope, but the main thing is that, especially with Mikey Sherrill, but Democrats up and down the ballot, it's important that we are protecting the fundamental freedoms that are crucial to us being a free nation. And that idea of protecting those rights is what keeps me going in politics each and every day. Um, and when I see someone like a Jack Ciattarelli running for governor in New Jersey, I it, I know that you can't just like sit by and just let him I mean let him like go and do whatever he's doing and maybe win the election. You got to actually show that this his policies are not okay for New Jerseyans, and we're going to have to step up on our end and do something about that. And that's why I've just started working for the Sherrill campaign, because I do believe, as an intern, I don't want to, but but um but I do really believe in the candidate, in Mikey Sherrill, the congresswoman, and I do believe she'll be a fantastic governor. And I also do believe that Jack Ciattarelli would not be a good governor, and that's why I'm so stoked, even though it's tough work to get this campaign going, and that's why I'm starting over the summer, and that's why canvassing for Andrew McCurdy, the state assembly candidate, last week and next weekend as well, is so crucial, even though it's so early.
Yeah, and it's incredible work that you're doing, and it's really genuinely important work. When we go and canvas and we talk to people, a lot of these conversations could flip an election. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, a lot of people talk about polls and they talk about, all these statistics, but these really are, people's lives that are being affected. So I'm really glad that, both of us are able to stay involved and see, the real reason of why we're doing what we do you
Yeah.
know. So my last question for you, Robbie, and it's a question I ask everyone that comes on this podcast. A lot of people, turn on the news and they see how divisive our political culture has gotten. What advice would you give to a young person that might just want to be starting to get involved in politics? Maybe it's someone who is showing up to a Rutgers Dems meeting for the first time, someone who wants to start a chapter with CDNJ. What would you give them, like the tools or pieces of advice that you would give any new young person that's looking to be involved in this process?
Well, as for the news networks, I would tell them you can keep like updated about what's going on in the world, but don't watch it too much. Um, Stay focused on mostly local issues. Look at what's going on around you, especially where we're in New Jersey. Look what's going on where you live, in your town that you live in. Look at what's going on in your county, and look what's going on statewide. I Obviously, national politics are a huge issue, and that's not something that can be, we can't like hide from that. But politics is not as like dirty as you would look at, and you look at like a committee room in DC, or hear like Ted Cruz in a speech in the Senate. It's not that way most of the time. And yes, those when you watch something like that in DC, it can be very discouraging, and you don't want to actually step up and make some change in your own community. But it's important to understand that in local politics, things can change, and you can be a part of that change, especially um, as you get to like municipal politics, town politics, like that, um, and even statewide, especially with an organization like CDNJ on your side. Um, we have made a lot of improvements over the last few years to make our organization um, very serious in a way that people want to talk to candidates and politicians want to talk to us in a way they might not have several years ago. So it's a great idea if you're a new college student to get involved with CDNJ. You can be involved in the Democratic Party in New Jersey and involved in politics as a whole because we need young people, new voters to move our state and our country forward because um, a lot of our politicians, it's no secret, are very old. They're older people, and there's no doubt about it. We need people who who are willing to look into the next generation and see how they are going to make change for not just our generation, but the generation after and the generation after that. And I think young people are best suited to do that.
Yeah, incredible. Robbie Reiss, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it.